Hello. I just want to give you a little taste of what the world of academia has come to in an article that I got in my email inviting me to a seminar. Now, I am still in the world of academia in a way, so you can see why I'm not fully in academia when I read some of this out to you. I'm not going to read all of it out, simply because life is too short. But meanwhile, I'm going to tell you I'm Granniopteryx on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds, also on Twitter and Gab. That's where I let you know when I've uploaded a new video. Please like this video, please share it, please subscribe to my channel. Please check if you're on YouTube that you are still subscribed, and you can donate as well if you want. All the links are in the description. Everything I've just spoken about, links in the description. Okay, let's get on with this. This is notification of a research seminar at the Centre for the Study of Women and Gender, University of Warwick. And I'm warmly invited, you will be glad to know. And it says here, shifting our gaze from individuals to structures. So far, so good. If you're doing sociological research on how structures cause certain people to act in certain ways, that's perfectly reasonable. And then the rest. Now, shifting our gaze from individuals to structures, to where? Pardon me, you just said to structures. What do you mean, to where? The next bit is supposed to explain that. The strange feeling structures of university work. Now, I have very many really intelligent people watching my channel, and some of the comments you make under my videos are just brilliant. So I want to enlist your help here. Have you any idea what that sentence means? Because I can't work it out. Now, obviously, I'm just not bright enough. All right. Now it features. I'm going to blur this out, but the lecturer is from the University of Turku, which is, as we all know, in Finland. And this is the abstract. This is meant to whet your appetite for this lecture. This presentation deals with academic time management discourses or tendencies. Sedgwick 1995. Now, obviously, Sedgwick was talking about discourses or tendencies, but although she is referencing that, I don't see any reason for me to go looking up Sedgwick in 1995 to find out what she means. It should be explanatory here. Anyway, time management discourses or tendencies, and I have no idea what she means there, as an effective phenomenon in the neoliberal university. And there's another thing, a neoliberal university. Why neoliberal? Why not just a university? So this means that this lecturer is talking about not just a university, but a certain coloration, a certain position of the university, and that is considered a university. I want to tell you, or remind you rather, of the meaning of the word university. It embodies the root universe, which means everything, all, the entirety. The genre based on efficiency thinking, neuromanagement and brain plasticity appears as an antidote to chronic time poverty plaguing academics worldwide. Well, look, you know what? If you have to sit there and translate this guff into proper understandable English, of course you're going to be suffering from time poverty. And the problem is that a lot of these areas have that sort of language, you know, women's studies, especially when you see that word studies, you get this sort of language. There was a quote I once saw which I don't remember it exactly, but I remember actually writing it down several times when I was, I don't know, what, about 15, because I thought it was so wise and such a guide for life. And it's something like a book is no more intelligent for being impenetrable. It was something like that, and it's still, I've paraphrased, it's still the right idea. However, time management often aims to serve individual, not collective goals. Yeah, all right. The question remains whether these same time management tendencies are effective to solve problems experienced in the university community on a structural level. I suppose if I sat and thought about it for a while, I might be able to make some sense of that. But frankly, if it can't be put in a way that's instantly accessible, then it's not right. It's just bad English. It's bad thought. It's just bad. If you have to go back and read it twice, then the writer hasn't done his job, or her job in this case. Numerous studies have stated that time-related effects such as guilt and anxiety plague the subjects of academic work, and burnout is not an exception but almost a rule concerning university workers. Yeah, because they've got this sort of stuff to deal with. If things are clear and precise, but the problem is when things are clear and precise, you can see the faults in their arguments. When you've got stuff like this written in this sort of way, you can't see the faults, because you're too busy just trying to translate the language. And that's the whole purpose of it, by the way. However, the ideas of a slow university or skillful time management brought to control the chaos and counterbalance the eternal rush do not seem to completely remedy the situation. Right, that's it. That is it. The language is awful. It's not clear. I'm sure there's a message in there somewhere. I can see odd words that give me a clue. But why should I have to construct something out of the odd words instead of just hearing a plain, simple argument? Academics are overworked, and they're overworked because, well, they have to write too many papers or read too many papers or give too many lectures or teach too many students or whatever it is, and leave it at that. This sort of language is what is destroying academia, because it gives a pass to non-academics who, you see, the problem with this is that if I had written that and then you took issue with me on something, I would say something like, well, no, you've misunderstood that. It means X, not Y. That's where the problems lie. We've forgotten, and that's partly because we don't use direct language anymore. We can't say, or we couldn't say up till recently, certain ethnic groups were following certain practices with regard to the indigenous neighbours by whom they were surrounded, and they're not, and that's not nice. In fact, I can't say that. I can't say it out loud in the correct form because YouTube would stop me. They'd take this video down. You know what I mean, but you have to give some extra thought to translating what I just said, which blunts the argument. And when somebody like, let's see, Tony Randall comes out and actually says it in clear language, YouTube just boots him off. Well, all the platforms boot him off. So that's the problem. And an unwillingness in many cases to come out and say things, and an inability in many cases to come out and say things. That's why channels like Rumble are quite important, really. They will take over because as things get more and more obscure, the only thing that's going to be on YouTube is dressmaking and cookery, or how to fix engines. And that's about it. So people are going to migrate sooner or later to the other channels, which is why I'm on Rumble. Okay, well, yeah, I just thought you might be interested in the state of academia if you're not there. you can see what academics are actually wrestling with. Some of them just fall into it. You know, they think it's the soft, cushioned feather bed of obscurity they can just throw themselves into and hide. And then there are other people who find it very frustrating. And it doesn't do their health any good, really. Psychological or physical, I suppose. All right, well, till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.